Hey guys, Marsing here bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so obviously been preoccupied with Kid Buu and Goku stuff recently, but we still have a couple of the 200% Vegeta team showcases to do, and this one was one that quite a few people requested, which is the physical Gallick gun Vegeta. So I managed to get him to level 10 links. He was one of the ones I was waiting to finish. And we are going to show him off. They did ask him to be shown off in the Goku event because obviously this unit is basically designed around fighting Goku family enemies. He gets 1 key at the start of the turn and 70% attack when there is a Goku family enemy. So obviously he's able to hit way higher numbers against a Goku family enemy. He gets attack and defense 100% when performing a super. Key plus 7 and defense 70% when HP is 70% or less. And then he has a chance of performing a crit, 7% per physical orb obtained up to 30%. And then his super attack, he greatly raises attack and raises defense. So both of those are infinite stacks. And then he does supreme damage. So one of the other reasons why I wanted to wait for him is I wanted to showcase this guy first, because they work perfectly together. So unfortunately they're not on the rotation together, but we're going to get them set up as a rotation here. So we're starting off, obviously, turn 1, 74k defense. Now, considering he does get most of his stats from his passive when he supers, and then obviously he gets a defense raise on his super attack effect, that's actually not too bad. Because remember, we've got support, but he's going to be getting 100%, and then, of course, he's getting 30% from the actual super attack effect as well. So he's probably still going to be under 200k, but this is the first turn, and he is a stacking unit, so obviously as we go further through, he's going to get better and better, and those numbers are going to get higher and higher. So the best rotation is going to be obviously him with the AGL 8-bit Vegeta, and then either Goten or Xeno Vegeta in slot 3. But 4.1 million on turn 1 is honestly not that bad when you consider that he is only going to increase from there, with support of course. On the next turn, if we don't have a support unit, it potentially is going to be lower. But remember that his attack raise is a greatly raise every time, which is pretty good. So let's go ahead and float off the 8-bit Vegeta here. I'm probably going to take him out this turn anyway. I was going to say try and save some physical orbs ready for that Vegeta, because the only downside, I guess, is he gets extra crit chance from physical orbs obtained, but of course he doesn't create orbs or anything like that. So even though it's not necessarily going to be difficult to super attack with him, because he does have like prepared for battle, so you know he fits well enough with other Saiyan units anyway, it's not going to be difficult to get the key to super attack with him. But you obviously need to get the physical orbs if you want to get the chance to crit. So now he's starting off at 98k. So again, it's like the thing is, because he's an infinite stacking unit, you could eventually put him in slot 1, but it's going to take some time for him to build up. So we've got every link except for over 9,000. So he is actually a pretty good link partner. They share 3 links, and then they're sharing a bunch of them as well. So this rotation does actually work out quite nicely for him. So let's go ahead and see what damage we can get this turn. We don't have a Trunks on the team, because obviously we're not showcasing Majin Vegeta or his rotation, so you do have to be careful about him taking supers, especially type disadvantage here, but looks like we're going to be fine. And then 5.29, considering this is basically the same rotation but with like an extra link or two from the Xeno Vegeta, that's really good to see that jump up that much in the one turn. So, and it's only going to keep going from there. And then of course when we get the the 8-bit Vegeta together with him, they share over 9,000, which is of course a rare and not very great link, but it's going to be looking pretty good. So we should finish him off here. I think, well, my Majin Vegeta is only 55%, so it's very possible that he won't finish him off here without a crit. He's got 4.5 million attack though, which is not too bad. Again, 55%, we're not under the 88% HP, so he's not getting the attack buff. There's obviously with support, but... And then the additional, I think mine has like level 7 or 6 additional. I think I got lucky and finally got a decent silver skill orb from the recent chain battle rewards. It wasn't a level 5, I think it was a level 4 silver additional. I only had a level 2 one before, so... Alright, so, now the only problem with this rotation is the 8-bit Vegeta, who we have already shown off. He does stack defense from his super. He does actually get his defense at the start of the turn, so I guess for now, it probably is just better to have him in slot 1. So if we do this, we can drop down. Okay, that physical one isn't going to drop down. Alright. Well, we can get one. It gives him a little bit of extra crit chance, I guess. And then we'll grab these. With Margin Vegeta, as long as you're getting the 3 orbs for the extra little bit of defense, it doesn't really matter if you don't get the 6 orbs, because after supering, his defense is going to be very good. And unfortunately, 8-bit Vegeta, his defense was okay at the start of the turn, but not a tank supers before he super attacks kind of defense, unfortunately. But this Scout of Vegeta is still almost 5 million now on this rotation where we have no support. So once we get the support unit around again for this next rotation for him, he's going to be looking pretty good. We could potentially even get over 6 million on his next attack. So obviously with this Vegeta, he's not the craziest unit for sure. Let's go ahead and do this, I guess. He's not the craziest unit, but any sort of future content where there is a Goku as like the primary enemy, then obviously he's going to be somewhat useful. The only downside, I think, to him is that he obviously takes a little while to build up, and defensively, he builds up quite slowly because he does get like that 100% when attacking, like, bonus. So, I don't know if, like, we're seeing from this run, really, that we are, we're at Super Saiyan 3 Goku, so we're, in terms of the phases, we're about halfway through. Obviously, the later phases take a lot longer to actually finish, but he's at 213k now, so I guess actually you could put him in slot 1 now. He's missing every link except for Saiyan Pride, but that's still pretty good. So we'll get a physical orb here, we'll get this for you. We'll just grab same type orbs to everyone so we can top up our HP a little bit. And then Vegeta should be looking pretty good here. So he's going to tank normals for double-digit damage. And then 5.7. So getting close to that 6 million mark. But you've now got to remember, he's getting 100% on super attack. Doesn't use the number that we saw. But yeah, his defense is going to be like over 300k at this point. Which is pretty good. Possibly even higher than that. So how much is this going to do? Because he does lower defense. Only 35, yeah, that's a pretty significant difference from the 8-bit Vegeta taking, what, 200k or whatever it was on the previous turn. So, yeah, we're quite happy with that. So, and of course, that number's just going to keep getting higher and higher in terms of our defense and our attack. So, we should be looking pretty good. We're on low enough health to actually get the all the orbs here as well for Margin Vegeta. So, I think we will go ahead and do this. And then I do want to get the orbs again, but I obviously do want this Vegeta to super attack. Can we get 6 orbs again? We can get 5. It's alright. He's in the last spot. Will we take him out this turn? I don't know. I guess it depends on crits, right? Because I could have used the active skill. We'd have lost a little bit of extra HP, but then got guaranteed crits for the turn. But this Margin Vegeta, the friend Margin Vegeta that I brought is only 2 dupes. So 6.1 million. Linked up with this Vegeta who hasn't transformed yet, so they got 6 links active, no support. 6.1 is pretty good for 2 dupes, considering most people consider Margin Vegeta to be a unit that doesn't actually deal very good damage. I think 6.1 million for 2 dupes and no support is pretty good. So, and then mine's at 5.4, mine's only 55%. So, obviously mine is level 10 links at this point. Can he finish him off here? Yeah, good. No crit needed. He finishes him off. Now, this is the turn where it would be a little bit scary, but we do have... okay, we can actually literally make it so that he doesn't get attacked. So, okay, let's see. Now, obviously, we did get the big defense buff on that previous turn because of the being below 70% HP, so you can see the difference now. We've got a few physical orbs we can pick up here, though. And we're getting the Dokkan attack with 8-bit Vegeta, so this actually should be a pretty solid turn. Xeno Vegeta should be good enough defensively at this point to tank a super as well. So this turn's actually going to be looking pretty good. Because the Golden Ozaru can still deal a lot of damage to you with his super attack if the wrong unit is taking it. Like this turn I would be quite worried even if it was after he's attacking. I definitely would not want Scout of Vegeta to be taking the super attack on this turn. But 8-bit Vegeta looking good. I mean, this rotation can work. It's just obviously not one of the more powerful options that you have. Yeah, we're up to 6.1 now. So, I mean, yeah, in a longer form event where you're fighting against a Goku family enemy, he can build up pretty decently. Not getting the crit against type disadvantage is obviously a little bit disappointing, though. We don't really deal a lot of damage in that scenario. Okay, so we're not going to be able to get the 6 orbs for Martian Vegeta either way here, are we? I guess we could just use this opportunity to finish off the Ozaru, because if we active skill, if this doesn't kill him, then Martian Vegeta's attack is going to be guaranteed crit, so then it'll be GG. I still don't get tired of watching this. That last frame as well looks so good. And then that as well, that close-up, man. This animation quality these days. Alright, so he gets the buff. We don't need the defense, because then we can grab same type orbs to get some of that health we just lost back. And then we are looking good, because this Martian Vegeta with 2 dupes, he's going to get a guaranteed crit, because it's the turn we use the active skill. So there's no way he doesn't kill the Ozaru here. Yeah, 3.4 million damage, and we can move on to Int Goku. Now this is where Scouter Vegeta is going to have a good time. I did want to put him in the middle when we got this rotation with Martian Vegeta, because they do share Saiyan Pride, so he would have his whole link set active, but I don't really want to put 8-bit Vegeta in slot 1. Even though he does have higher defense at the start of the turn, we have type advantage on this guy. I want to see what he's going to be able to do here. So let's go for... Let's try and make these connect with all these rainbow orbs. Okay, well, it's terrifying. It doesn't matter because he's not being hit, but I guess that is the good thing about Martian Vegeta when he's floating, at least. If you're not taking any attacks, you literally could just pick up 1 orb as long as it gives you a super. Because getting the certain number of orbs, all it gives him is damage reduction and extra defense. So if he's not being hit, you don't need that. So still getting some decent numbers out of Scouter Vegeta here without support. How much do we tank the super for, though? That's the big one here. Yeah, see, at this point in the event, I know we've got no support on the rotation, but like, you would expect this to be the turn where he kind of shines the most. So obviously, like this team, we're going to be able to finish the run. You know, I haven't used any items yet. We're already in the second to last phase. So it's not like you can't bring him on the team into this event. But then remember, like, the GT Goku event's not exactly considered one of the harder events in the game anymore. So you would expect, especially on that turn, this would be where we get to see, you know, him really shine. And for him to still take that much damage from a super attack is a little bit disappointing. But I mean, as an infinite stacker who greatly raises attack, obviously he's able to put out some pretty decent numbers, especially when we've got support on the rotation. So, you know, he's decent. If we get an event in the future that has a reasonable level of difficulty, but isn't like, you know, red zone level difficulty, and you fight against a Goku family enemy, then he could be a useful option, especially because he's an older unit. He's in the general SSR pool, so you can pull him in like any multi, and then obviously you can go through and do his easy A. He's a base form Vegeta, so he has a farmable super attack. So he's a viable option for people who don't have as stacked of a Vegeta family box as maybe some other people. But I'm definitely not like super impressed, because obviously there's always the meme, right? Like, an infinite stacking unit is obviously going to be able to get up to big numbers after the right amount of turns. But I mean, he did decently enough in this event, but like I said, I don't know if he's even on any of the teams that have missions for the Vegeta. I know he's on like Space Traveling Warriors, which was one of the original missions for the GT Goku event. Because if we have a look at his categories here, he is on a lot of categories. So we've got Vegeta Family, Pure Saiyan, Dragon Ball Seekers, Terrifying Conquerors, Inhuman Deeds, Space Traveling Warriors, Gifted Warriors, Planetary Destruction, Accelerated Battle, and Battle of Fate. So he is on the 2 new, he's on both of Goku's new categories. But yeah, if we ever get an event in the future that isn't too difficult and has a Goku family enemy, then he could be a decent choice. But you guys let me know what you think down below in the comment section. So we'll see one final attack stat from him here with support. Yeah, obviously getting up to some pretty good numbers now, but that will happen with a stacking unit. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.